How's it going, everybody? My name is Faze Crypto, and welcome to another episode of Crypto Clout. So, I've been paying very close attention to the public consciousness regarding Ripple and the conversation that's been happening regarding this technology. And certainly, Ripple is not without its haters. But of course, the community that supports Ripple, I believe, is one of the strongest in cryptocurrency. So, looking over the various different news articles regarding Ripple, I find it amazing to see how all these different celebrities have sort of gathered around this technology in particular. It's interesting because they're not giving all of this publicity to Bitcoin. They're giving it to Ripple, which is ultimately establishing Ripple right alongside Bitcoin in a lot of these various different news ways of framing the conversation. So as things continue to move forward, I think Ripple is going to see a lot more basically publicity. And of course, as the product itself continues to develop, I think the technology has a lot of various different implementations, especially as we see Ripple partnering with these various different household names, in particular Apple. There really are a lot of interesting things that are happening with Ripple as we continue to move forward and we witness this space develop step by step. Every single day, new and important things are happening involving the technology. See, my understanding of Ripple is fundamentally data driven. I find that it's important to look at the team that's been working on these technologies, as well as understand the fundamental variables that are going to be coming into alignment as things continue to move forward. And Ripple is one of those technologies that's really positioning itself to rise in respect to the future. So when I look at the current value of Ripple at 64 cents, I would say that $1 is well within reach. We definitely could be seeing Ripple worth $1 within the year of 2018, especially the year 2019, as things continue to move forward and we see more and more people getting smartphones. We see more devices being connected to the internet. These are all positive signs in respect to the development of crypto as a totality. So when it comes to Ripple, there really are a lot of exciting developments that have been happening. If you pay attention to who is actually behind Ripple, you'll find that there's a lot of money involved with people. It's really some big names, and fundamentally, this has been very attractive to a large section of the Ripple community as we continue to see the technology develop and come into its own, as well as develop a really interesting reputation. Now, I know people like to criticize Ripple as being the banking cryptocurrency, and people are a little bit weary when they hear of the establishment getting involved in the crypto space. However, this is essential as far as moving forward and witnessing the adoption of cryptocurrencies into the public consciousness, and Ripple is really at the forefront of this. When you look at basically all the different cryptocurrencies on the list of the top 100, for example, Ripple is certainly one of those that's really interesting when you consider the fact that they're essentially targeting a key demographic that's really being ignored by a large section of the cryptocurrency community. And ultimately, Ripple is dominating the space that they've chosen to focus their attention on. It really is interesting how Ripple has managed to come to have so many connections across the banks and the establishment, and it really is unparalleled. You really can't compare any other cryptocurrency to Ripple at this point on that token, when you consider the fact that Ripple has the established deals with technologies like Apple and all these various other names coming under its umbrella. The fact of the matter is, moving forward, XRP is definitely going to benefit in a big way as we continue to see Ripple expanding in respect to the various different levels and implementations that are made available by the technology and the everyday usage that's soon to come. So when I think about Ripple, I often have to think about how the future of cryptocurrency is going to be acting in the real world. When I look over this list of cryptocurrencies, I can see Ripple as having a really substantial future in store for it when you consider the various different trends that have been happening. The establishment really isn't going anywhere, so people who criticize Ripple for being the banking cryptocurrency are really blind to the reality of the fact that the those of us who are interested in making money need to pay attention to these different variables, because they're going to be really significant, and there's going to be a lot of people who are left behind as we continue to move forward. However, it is interesting to pay attention to cryptocurrency and how things have been moving right along. In particular, when you look at the global market capitalization and the overall volatility, I basically predicted this before, the fact that we wouldn't exit outside of this correction, and essentially that's what we're witnessing now, is another V shape being created. And overall, this seems to be the trend ever since we were seeing the all-time highs in 2008 and 2017, the beginning of 2018. It really has been a lot of volatility as things have continued to move forward. So it is interesting to see how cryptocurrencies like Ripple have managed to develop such an interesting reputation for themselves, especially in the light of the current circumstances regarding cryptocurrency, because it is very testing times right now. You really have to understand how much competition there is involved with being in the number 3 position. So there's really a lot in store for all top 10 cryptos, and I would say anybody who's been paying attention to the way that things have been progressing and moving forward, there really is a lot of potential as we see. Of course, it is important to pay attention to Bitcoin and how it's been acting, and of course it's important to pay attention to the public consciousness regarding these technologies. But Ripple in and of itself, in my opinion, I believe Ripple definitely does have a huge potential in store for it. Now, I know a lot of people cringe when they hear words like regulations in the world of cryptocurrency, and there's this dream of Bitcoin and the libertarian philosophy surrounding it, where people think of, blah, 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 cryptocurrencies setting the people free and all of this stuff. And then when they hear about Ripple, the banking cryptocurrency, getting itself involved in the space, people see that as sort of a juxtaposition in respect to the way that cryptocurrency was being perceived in the previous years. And speaking as somebody who's been involved with cryptocurrency for about 3 years now, 3 years plus, and seeing the fact that the establishment is taking such an interest in cryptocurrency technology really seems as if it's the next logical step in respect to moving forward and seeing how this expansion of this technologies are going to exert themselves along the way. And certainly Ripple, I see having its place in the cryptocurrency community. In particular, the fact that we've seen Ripple exchange places with Ethereum in the past, taking up that number 2 position. And I could certainly see this happening again in the future, as Ripple certainly does have a lot of that backing behind it that's going to be playing a significant role as we continue to move forward. So I would definitely recommend that everybody do research when it comes to Ripple. I'd recommend that you follow Ripple on their official verified Twitter account. And also, if you're interested, make sure that you follow our Twitter as well. That's at CryptoTuber. And you can find us also at Crypto Clout. This is our new Twitter. We've actually created this community-based Twitter so that we can basically give a platform to the audience and share the platform out there so that we can hear multiple people's perspectives. And in respect to hearing multiple people's perspectives, we're actually going to be including a link to this video by Altcoin Freedom, which talks about the potential that's in store for Ripple. And really, he covers a lot of similar things that we've spoken about in this video, but also expands upon those points in a really interesting way. So moving forward, in my opinion, I would say that Ripple definitely does have some real potential in store for it. But also remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. I'm not your dad. The whole purpose of me making this video is to share my opinion when it comes to Ripple. And ultimately, I would say that the future is looking pretty bright for Ripple XRP as we continue to move forward. And as far as my advice for anybody who's just getting into cryptocurrency and paying attention to Ripple, it's important to pay attention to the relationship between Ripple and XRP and noticing the differences as well as the similarities, because that's that's ultimately what's going to be playing a fundamental role as Ripple continues to be developed and move forward into the next stages. And of course, looking at the Ripple timeline, it is really interesting to see all the different variables that have been coming together. And of course, we're at this stage right now in 2018, and I would say by 2019, 2020, Ripple is going to be a household name, just as they've been establishing all these different partnerships with household names. The usage of Ripple really is, it goes to so many different levels, and the network really has so many different possibilities in store for it. So of course, remember, if you guys like this content, remember to share this video and subscribe, and of course comment down below, letting me know what your opinion is on Ripple. We're always interested in hearing various different perspectives when it comes to this space, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this content. Hope it's improved value to your life, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.